So relisting your stuff is important, especially when it's crap like this. Howdy y'all, my name is Gretchen and I am the Restless Thrifter. I am a part-time reseller on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. I sell mostly clothing, sometimes some household goods, and I'm bringing you a sales update. So I'm going to talk about the things that I sold December 8th through 14th. It wasn't that great of a week for me, but I honestly didn't list very much. I listed only 18 things. And I want to be listing that many things a day, not in a week. So I only listed 18 things. I sold 28. So my sales hurt from me not listing as much, but at least I sold more than I listed. On average, I'm going to tell you my averages, like my average cost of goods, my average sales price, and my average profit per item. I also tell you the average it took to sell. So 152 days is how much these 28 things took to sell, how many days they took to sell on average. On average, my sales price was $26 on eBay. That is going to include the cost of shipping. My average cost of goods is $3.33, and my average profit per item was $13.56. That is how much I make after taking into consideration any fees, shipping expenses, and how much I spent on the item. That had been higher. That's not fantastic. But I did have some good sales. I do have some lessons learned I want to talk about, and there were some things that flipped very quickly. So I'm going to go over those 3 categories with you. And the first category, top 10 sales. By profit, in reverse order, the first one is 7th Avenue size extra large black button up top, New York & Company V-neck NWT career work. I read the titles to you verbatim so you can see how I'm listing things and see some of the keywords that I use. I should have mentioned in the title probably that this had some sparkly buttons. That might have helped it sell, like for the holidays. You know, people like to have a little sparkle. This is something I received for free from a friend. I wouldn't have picked up this brand at the thrift based on the prices that they charge at the thrift, but at the bins, something new with tags like this, I probably would have picked up. It did take 222 days to sell. It sold on Poshmark, and it sold through a customer offer of $20. I had had it listed for $24. And I had listed this a lot and relisted it. It did sell within 5 days after relisting. It sold for $20. I paid $0. My profit after fees was $16. Decent bread and butter sale. The next item is a Paul James 100% wool chunky cable knit sweater button-up fisherman size medium. Probably should have had the size earlier in the title. This actually got a lot of interest on both eBay and Poshmark, and I had sent out offers. It took 263 days to sell though. Sold on Poshmark through a customer offer. I had it listed for $50. They sent me an offer for $30. After, having it listed for so long and realizing that, hey, people like it, but they're not spending $50, I accepted that offer. And it also sold a couple weeks after relisting. My cost of goods was $6.52 and my profit was $17.48. I would still pick this up today based on the chunky cable knit and the fact that it is wool. The brand is good too. I don't know if a lot of people know that brand, but it was more about the look of this sweater and the wool. Lane Bryant size 14 short jeans, straight leg, tighter tummy technology, dark wash. Say that fast 3 times. This is actually something that I got for free because I got it from my mom's closet. These jeans sold in 36 days on eBay. A customer accepted my offer of $21.88. So with shipping, it sold for $30.18. I had paid $0 because it was out of my mom's closet, and my profit was $17.71. The next sale, okay, Squishmallows. I know there was a Squishmallow craze. I know some are worth more than others. I also know that they're starting to sell them everywhere. You can get them at Walgreens or Costco or wherever. Squishmallow 16-inch Hands the Hedgehog 2017 retired Kelly Toy brown tan sprinkles. Be careful when you pick up Squishmallows. Do research them. make sure they have a sell-through rate at all. Make sure that, you're not paying up for them if they're not going to sell for a whole lot. I paid $5.20 for this. It took 341 days to sell. And this was a pretty big guy. He was 16 inches. And this was a full price sale on eBay of $35. It did sell through promoted listings. So on eBay, I promote all of my items after they've been online for 7 days. This also sold a few weeks after relisting once I got back to Denver, and it sold for $54.22. I'd paid $5.20. My profit was $19.20. Here we have an Alice and Olivia size medium cardigan sweater, Mariona black crushed velvet drape front. I picked this up at an estate sale for $5. It took 105 days to sell on eBay through a customer offer of $30. I had it listed for $54. So with shipping, it sold for $36.36. And my profit was $20.28. The next item is an Alexander Julian Colors size extra large 100% cashmere wool sweater pullover v-neck. This sold in 96 days on eBay. It actually sold a couple of times before that, but I don't know what was the deal with this sweater. People thought I was trying to pull one over on them, but the first person who bought it said they wanted to cancel because they wanted something that was 100% cashmere and not wool. So I explained that cashmere is a type of wool and that it is 100% cashmere, but that I would cancel if they wanted me to cancel, and they said yes, cancel, so I canceled. So I put cashmere wool in the title because sometimes people might be just looking for wool and it would pop up, but maybe that confused the situation. And then the next person who purchased it sent me a very cryptic message about how they don't see any tags on here other than the tags that were put on by the company. And they know the difference, and I better not be trying to pull one over on them. So I just canceled that order. It was a new item, but the tag had come off. And so the picture showed the tag next to it instead of attached. And I don't know. But finally, someone sent me an offer of $32. I had it listed for $42. It also sold through promoted listings. And after 96 days on eBay, it sold for $38.36. I had paid $2.16, and my profit was $21.61. Next sale was Lane Bryant plus size 14-16 sequin miniskirt pull-on black party cocktail new. This was a new with tag item, sold in 35 days on Mercari through a customer offer. I had it listed for $44. They offered $33. I had paid $3.67, and my profit was $24.57. And it seems like, fun party stuff is selling or was selling this week. And then a couple of things that I think were probably gifts. Starbucks Komodo Dragon Blend Coffee Mug 2011 Year of the Dragon Black Red 16 ounce. This sold in 305 days on Poshmark, a full price sale. Now, it had sold 6 weeks after listing it, but they canceled and said they wanted to use a different card and that they would purchase it after the cancellation. They didn't, whatever. It did sell for $35 on Poshmark. I had paid $1.40, and my profit was $26.60. I like to look at Starbucks mugs. I don't pick them all up. I will research it, and I won't pay too much for them because they do take a while to sell for me. The next, I also believe, was a gift. John Darien spoon and knife flatware decoupage tray, 4-inch by 9-inch rectangle trivet? Yeah, art. Okay, I think this is a bolo. I will be picking up John Darien again if I see it. This sold in 20 days on eBay through a customer offer and counter offer. I had it listed for $60 because there were none other online. They started at $35, and eventually through countering, they came up to $45. It also sold through promoted listings. So with shipping, it was $53.82. I'd paid $2.99. My profit was $28.25. This is something that it looks like they're made to order, and there's going to be very few out there if they're not even making them until somebody orders it online. I think it retailed for like 100 or so. And, I might have even been able to get more if I'd held out because it was only online for 20 days. But I also don't want to keep breakable home goods around my house for very long. They just take up more space. I'm worried something's going to happen to them. They're not my comfort zone. But that said, I'll still be looking for John Darien again. And my best sale of the week was a pair of Guess jeans, size 32, vintage 80s, 90s, high waist, rise, tapered leg USA mom jeans. These sold in 68 days on Poshmark through a Posher VA offer with discounted shipping. And they sold a week after relisting. They sold for $59 and I'd paid $10.82. My profit was $33.70. I did pay up for these, but I had also comped them and was pretty confident that these original Guess jeans were going to do well. Okay, so those were my top 10. I had 3 other things that were fast flips. One was a 47 brand, one size, New York Giants hat, flex band football, NFL mesh gray, blue, new NWT. This sold in 7 days on Mercari. I had it listed on eBay for 2 months. I had bought a bunch of these new with tags hats, listed them over on eBay, and for some reason didn't cross-post them. But once I did, it sold in 7 days on Mercari. A customer had sent me an offer of $19. I had it listed for $22, so that was definitely fair. And I had paid $2.15. My profit was $13.90. Next fast flip is a bolo for me. Fender Rock and Roll Religion, size extra large, button-up shirt, embroidered cross plaid. I am going to be looking for these and picking them up again because it sold super fast. And I remember when I sourced this, like August of last year, 2021, I had looked it up and was like, oh, this is good. But then I washed it and then I lost a button. And I had the button and I was going to sew it on because these buttons are branded. But then I lost the button again. And I just let it sit in my death pile. Well, I finally decided to just list it without the button because guess what? It has an extra button inside. So the person could actually replace it with the proper button. This had Fender branding all over it. Had a lot of things going on this shirt. Sold in 3 days on eBay. A customer accepted my offer of $21.88. I could have gotten more for this. I know I could have. I just listed it low and sent an offer because it was sitting there making me feel guilty. And it sold for $27.26. I had paid $7.30, so I'd paid up for it. And my profit was $10.63. I'll be looking for Fender again. And my next fast flip is a Zara Baby Girl Collection, size 3 to 6 months, corduroy overall dress adjustable. Sold in 3 days on Poshmark. Now, I'd had this listed on eBay for probably a few months. So I wouldn't say it's like a bolo or anything, go run out and get Zara baby clothes. But it did sell in 3 days on Poshmark through a customer offer of $10. I had it listed for $14. I paid $2. I only made $5.05. I was dabbling in baby clothes for a little while, and I don't know what to pick up. And this was not one of the things to pick up. All right, I have 3 lessons learned. I think I had some lessons already in there as well, but I have 3 lessons learned. One is this Avenue size 14-16 button-up top shirt, the Bedford Pumpkin Orange Halloween Fall. I got this in a Jomar box, and so my lesson here is just I'm not ordering from Jomar. You can give it a try. I think it may still be around in some way or called something else, but it's one of these, mystery boxes, and you don't know what you're getting. I want to know what I'm getting. This sold through a Posher VA offer with discounted shipping after 368 days, sold on Poshmark. And it also sold 5 days after relisting. Sold for $17. I paid $5.03, which was my average cost of goods on that Jomar box, and I made $6.85. Next lesson learned is this Dallas Cowboys size small PJ pajama bottoms pants satin polka dot football helmet. These took 510 days to sell on Poshmark. A customer offer of $10 finally came in. I took it. I had relisted this a bunch, and I had paid $3.28, and I only made $3.81. It's the same lesson as always. Look it up. Don't just source based on heart. I thought these were cute is not the reason to pick something up necessarily. The good thing that came from me looking at the pajamas this day when I bought these, I remember I was in Dallas, but the good thing was as I looked up and right above all the pajamas was a shoe rack, and I found some Manolo Blahniks, my first and only pair, and those sold for like 100, I think, 100 and something. Okay, my last lesson learned. This thing took 617 days to sell on Poshmark. Cabby, size 4, boucle, tweed, moto fall jacket, career, over the moon, 529 Mockingbird. A lot of those words don't seem to make sense. Over the moon is like what, and over the moon was the style, Mockingbird was the color, 529 is the item number, and that's important to include for cabby pieces. I don't know why this thing took so long to sell. I really don't. It finally sold in a Posher VA offer with discounted shipping of $22. I had paid $1. My profit was $14.88, and I was so glad to see it sell. I think there were just a lot of these online. It was a smaller size. I don't know. I got it at the bins. At least I hadn't spent much on it. So that's everything I wanted to go over with you guys. I'm sorry that this week wasn't too super exciting. I'm going to say there were a couple of bolos, John Darian, Fender. Those are two things that I'm going to be looking for and looking up to pick up again. Y'all just keep listing every single day. I hope you guys are having a great December. Happy holidays. Happy whatever you celebrate, if you celebrate at all. And hug your family members tight. Tighter tummy technology, tighter tummy technology, tighter tummy technology. Not as hard as I thought.